some of us have heard people say that uh, when you hear a person who is older than you and says, "I've been teaching for 25 years," but you hear other people saying, if you are doing the same for these 25 years, you have only 1 year of experience repeated 25 times, right?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Okay, another limitation, which might be worse than that, is when you have lived your whole life and you have only experienced a single view on life, you are not aware that there are different perspectives. And what I'm telling you about now is philosophy. But philosophy is in everything we do. After these four categories we have, first, from the ontology, what we consider is true is part of our beliefs. But different people have different beliefs depending on 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 which of the schools of thought or the philosophical schools they're coming from. If they're coming, for example, from a positivist point of view, you'll be more inclined to conductism. You'll be more inclined to objective ideas. You'll be more inclined to describe the form, okay, not the button. You describe the surface structure, what is observable, what is measurable, but you cannot describe the things such as feelings, meanings, variations of these meanings from one person to the other. Just imagine that all of the students are called to write a monograph on their own experience, even when it is the same topic. Somebody will have to make sense of it just to try to explain how the society is working, because one experience of a single person might not be valuable unless it is a special case. Unless it is a special case. For example, if you are transported for by I don't know, if you get to live on the sea for 1 year, not having food or something to drink, you are a special case. So you must be studied. Just to give you an example. In philosophy, there's another category which is epistemology. That's the truth. How can I get to that truth? Which is the path I need to follow? If you are a positivist, you're going to say, okay, if you're studying speaking, for you to know that the person truly speaks well, you need to listen to the person and see how they pronounce, something that is observable, you see? Um, if it is constructivist, from a constructivist point of view, the thing with constructivism is that constructivism is also a philosophical school, okay? It's an educational and it's a research perspective. So constructivism is like the same everywhere. But when you hear positivism and you hear conductism, it's the same thing, but they have different names, okay?
Schools of thought.
The third one is okay, methodology. What is the process? What are the steps I need to follow? What are the steps I need to follow to get to the truth? To study something.
Yeah.
It is different from one perspective to the other. Constructivists believe that we people construct our knowledge as we interact with each other, or as we make sense after our previous experiences. It's very much human. Conductivists believe that you learn as you are exposed to something that you imitate from your culture, or that your culture gives you rewards or punishes you, so that your behaviors are repeated or not. That in learning, okay? If it is in science, you have the positivist and post-positivist worldviews that they what they tell you is that science must be systematic, objective, and that you need to, as a researcher, you need to be detached from the object of study you are completing. So when you say that it's not fair to not to accept a person's experience as a monograph or as an academic work. You are talking from a constructivist perspective, but from
But
a
you said
positive.
that.
No, this is valuable. This is good. But this is your perspective. But from a positivist perspective, they won't accept this idea of yours. And let me tell you something. In the academy worldwide, what is the most acceptable perspective when conducting studies is the positivist worldview. Even when you are conducting qualitative studies, they're asking you to show proof of what you're saying. Even when it is qualitative study, even when you are studying people, they're asking you to be objective. Okay? So this is the widespread perspective that affects other perspectives, even though we conduct qualitative studies that are constructivist in philosophically speaking. The last one, Abel, the last category is axiology, axiological, that has to do with the values. Okay, this is the truth. I get to the truth in this manner, using these processes, but then what am I going to do with the truth? Is it to serve people? Is it to serve myself? Would I care for what effects that is going to have upon the participants in the study, upon the society,
The
and
purpose.
people? Yeah, exactly. What values? What are the values that guide that all of the others? So when I tell you this, that serves as a mirror through which you're going to look at your study. All the theories on anything, speaking, writing, listening, whatever, all the theories come from those perspectives in philosophy. Either they are constructivist, positivist, or cognitivist theories. And these three bigger schools of thought are using these four categories or elements: epistemological elements, axiological elements, ontological elements, and methodological elements. Okay, they explain all of them in different manners because they have different views and different interests. All right, so now let's go into something more practical.